All right, I just finished my school day, so you know what that means. It's time to train. If you've seen my last video, then you know I've gotten pretty strong numbers-wise. I'm definitely overpowered for my grade. So today, for this moonboard session, I'm gonna be focusing on really trying hard at fixing my technique. Before I get into the actual session, I've gotta warm up my fingers and myself, as it is literally single-digit temp right now. To top off my warm-up, I'm gonna hop onto some easier benchmarks now. The plan for this session is simple. I'm gonna pick a couple problems that I can get within about 3 goes. Then, after I get it the first time, I'm gonna do the boulder 2 more times and try changing at least one thing per attempt. Obviously, I'm gonna try to change it in order to make it easier. And if it feels harder, I'm gonna reflect on why that is. Oh, and I'm gonna make sure these are boulders that I haven't done before. That way, I also have to practice reading the route a little bit. Even though it's a tiny mini moonboard problem, visualizing the route beforehand is a skill I need to practice. For my first problem, I'm gonna do foreign factors include a V3 benchmark. That one was easier than I thought it would be. The first change I'm gonna try to make is the end. When going for the second finish hold, I didn't use either of the start holds as a second foot. It felt fine, but I might be able to use less power if I get my foot over there. So I ended up actually doing 2 things different that time. To get the match on the far left hold, instead of swapping feet, I crossed through. That did feel easier. And keeping my second foot on the wall for the finish also did feel easier. For my third go, I'm gonna try getting my right foot on the other starting hold and pull myself over. Okay, so I almost went for the wrong finish hold, but besides that, using that different foot at the end there made getting the first finish hold a little bit harder, but it made getting the second one a little bit easier as I could really pull with my toe on that hold because of the angle. This next one's called breathing a lot easier. It's a V4 benchmark, and I haven't done it. No flash for this one. So I stuck the first move, and the way I did it was not what I expected to work at all. I used my heel to press on the kickboard below the foothold with my toes on the foothold. That little change made the move go for some reason. I'm gonna give it another go, and hopefully I get it. All right, it went. I think that's about as efficient as the first couple of moves will go for me. So now I'm gonna do it one more time and focus on the end. I'm gonna try getting a high right foot so that it's not as easy to cut loose. Although I didn't cut loose on that attempt, it felt like it was pretty close. Okay, so I didn't actually do the change that I said I was gonna do. When I got to the move that I was gonna get that high foot on the starting hold, it felt way too high and my hips would have popped way too far out. This time it did feel a lot smoother and efficient though, so I'll take that. This next one's called Pinky's Promise. It's another V4 benchmark. Got a really big, almost dyno move. It's about as big as it gets on the moonboard. Let's give it a try. Okay, so turns out the move's a lot bigger than I thought, and the other hold I could go to at the start isn't that good. So going with my left or right hand won't work. I was so close to having it that time. This time I'm gonna focus on putting tension through my left foot into that foothold to make sure it doesn't slip off. I don't think I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna move on to another problem and not waste any more energy on this. Even though I'm moving on, it wasn't a failure. I learned how to do the first move, so that means I learned how to do something. And that is progress, so I'll take it. All right, my fourth and final boulder is gonna be lobster paws. It's another V3 benchmark, and it'll be some nice easy practice to finish the session. So I didn't get the flash, but I felt good on it nonetheless. This is another one where I really gotta press my heel into the kickboard in order to make that move go. On this next attempt, I just gotta remember which holds are in to use my feet for the end of the problem. That time I just used the wrong foot. My shoulder popped a little though, so I'm only gonna give it one more go, and then that's gonna be all. I almost flooded at the end and almost grabbed J12 instead of I12, but I got the boulder. That's gonna be all for my session. I hope you learned something from watching me work through problems and tweak my own technique. Regardless of if you send or not, making a move feel easier or even being able to land a move after not being able to is improvement. If you enjoyed and want to see more of how I train and climb in the future, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully, my first outdoor session back after my injury should be coming soon. I just gotta let all the snow melt first. Thanks for watching, and I hope I see you next time.